Ewing here, and I'm just going to record this quick video to go as a companion to the flyer and email I've sent out on this deal. I'll also probably post it on YouTube, so if you haven't seen the flyer, it's going to be in this video. But I'm going to break down a non-performing note I am purchasing in the state of Texas. Many of you know I love buying real estate in Texas. I've been doing it for a long time, and buying mortgage notes, even though I buy across the country, when I find something in Texas that makes sense, I get extremely excited because in Texas, it's one of the best states to be a lender. It's one of the best states to own a note because the foreclosure period in order to foreclose on a non-performing note is the shortest out of any state. So it makes it really easy to foreclose. It's cheap. It's a non-judicial state, so foreclosures can happen in a few months, and Texas is the place to be. So I'm just going to share my screen here. I'm just going to break down this deal. So first of all, the property that the note is secured to is in a area called Horseshoe Bay, Texas. And I'm just going to show you on Google where it's located. So it's about an hour northwest of Austin, and it's on the Colorado River, right on what they call Horseshoe Bay. And so it's a bit of a touristy area. It's really pretty. I've never been there myself, but my mentor Scott, who lives in Austin, went there a few days ago to check out this property for me. He went and showed me some of the scenes as they had lunch right on the river or on the bay there, and it looks very beautiful. So nice area, and of course it's enjoyable touristy type place, and it's close to Austin, which is the happening place in Texas right now. So if you're interested in this, we can talk about the actual address. I'm going to share the address just to those that are interested in this deal. But for now, that's where it's located. All right. So this is a mortgage that is in default. The original borrower who owns this property, he bought it as a fix and flip. Okay, that was his plan. And he borrowed the money from a friend of his who lent the money to do the fix and flip project. Okay. It had a balloon or a payoff period where the mortgage was due to be paid in July of 2020, and the borrower was unable to pay back the lender. Okay. However, since that balloon payoff date, he has been making $1,200 a month payments ever since. Okay. So the reason that the note holder, the borrower, has not foreclosed already is because they're friends. The borrower and the lender are friends, and he just didn't want to be that guy to foreclose on his friend. But he really wants his money back. He's tired of waiting to get paid, and nothing's really happening with it. So he just wants his money back, and so he's selling this note. So I've got an offer in. He agreed for the amount, basically the original amount he lent to the borrower, which is $240,000. So I'm buying this note for $240,000. That's the original loan amount roughly, and that's all that this lender wants. Okay, so because the balloon period on this note was July 2020, that means this note is in default. It means that we can start foreclosing immediately. And I've already been on the phone with a Texas foreclosure attorney, and yeah, he says that we could initiate the process, sending notice of default right away, and we can get this foreclosed by August or September. Okay. So currently, as I said, my friend Scott was at the house. He said it's in great condition. He didn't get too close, but he did take some pictures, and because the family and everyone was there, and we're not really allowed to go and talk to the family because we haven't bought the note yet. So we were able to get eyes on the property. It looks like it's in really good shape. And of course, he bought this to remodel it. So it's in livable condition because the family's been living there, and they've got jet skis and stuff out front. Okay. So the original balance was around 240, but because of defaults, missed payments, all of the extra costs, the borrower owes 335,880 on this note. Okay, so if we buy this note and start foreclosure, that's the amount that is owing to us. So we're basically buying the note for 240, but there's 336,000 owing to us as the borrower. Okay. So what does that mean? Well, we get the attorney going right away. They start the foreclosure process as soon as we buy the note. And first option is to auction it off at the courthouse steps. Okay. So in Texas, foreclosures happen the first Tuesday of the month. We would auction it off to the highest bidder. Starting bid would probably be what is owed to us, which is 336. And if it sells for higher, that's great. But we would be owed the 336 or the total loan payoff amount. Okay. So that's what happens if we sell it off at the foreclosure sale at the courthouse steps. Okay. The other thing is we could foreclose on the lien and end up taking the property back, which means we now own the property. And there are many options at that point if we own the property. However, I would probably prefer to just get a realtor, get them to list the property as is, and sell it for as high as we can for market value, which I didn't mention yet, but I have a realtor who already ran a CMA for me. I also have a broker price opinion on file from last December. So it's looking like the value is somewhere between 340 at the conservative estimate and up to 400 as probably the high end. So somewhere in there is where we would be able to sell that off if we took ownership and then listed it as is and sold the property off. Okay. So in that case, let's say we sold it for 360. When you factor in real estate agent commissions, closing costs and everything, we're probably looking at about 90,000 in profit. Same profit right around there, 90, 91 if we sold it at the courthouse steps. And then the third option, which we could do, which would help the borrower out, is we could offer a deed in lieu of foreclosure. And what that means is instead of the foreclosure going through and that damaging the borrower's credit, he would have a foreclosure on his credit history, which would impact him for the next 7 years. So that could be tough for him. So we can actually help him avoid a foreclosure by negotiating basically cash for keys. So we offer him some money to move out and he would deed us the property. We would have it in there that the property has to be in the same condition at time of move out as when we see it. And if so, then he gets his cash, we would get the deed, and then we would sell the property with a real estate agent. Okay. And so all of those situations using a conservative sale price of 360, we're looking at about 90, 91,000, 88,000 profit on this deal. And of course, if it's sold for 400, there's a lot more in there as well. Okay. So, and then we could be flexible. If we wanted to keep this as a rental property, we could do that. We could do a full remodel if anything else is needed on the property before we sold it. So lots of different options there, even Airbnbs and owner financing and all kinds of stuff. So tons of flexibility if we end up taking over ownership of the property. Okay, so that's the deal. This would be a short-term deal, probably under 6 months before you get your money back. Let's get on a call if you're interested and we can negotiate. I want to make a win-win for both of us. As you can see, there's a lot of profit potential here. So I want to negotiate something that makes sense for you if you're going to be investing 240,000 into this deal, so that it works for both of us. And as far as your security, so how it works, you would always have your investment secured to the property. So if we buy the note, your name would go on as well as my company's name as co-owners of the note, and that note is secured to the property as collateral. Okay. So we have to get paid off before anything happens because we had first lien position secured to that property. Okay. If we were to take the property back and now we are the owners of the property, we would also increase your security by giving you a first lien mortgage or loan or lien on the property. So you'd have the amount that you invested secured as a lien in first position again on the property if we were to take it back and own it. So again, no one can sell that property until you get paid off. So that's your security, just like any bank would have if you went and got a mortgage on your house. They have first lien security on your house. It would be the same thing here. Okay. So that's the deal. I'll keep this short. If you're interested, let's get on a call. We can discuss some of the logistics and how it all works. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them for you. I can share my due diligence package. I'm going to have everything be run by our foreclosure attorney before we close on the deal, as well as do a full title search. Like I said, we've already got eyes on the property. We've already got an estimate of value from a real estate agent. So we're good to go there. But that's what's going on. I'd love to work with you on this deal or any other note deals coming up in the future. If you're interested at all, let's get on a call. And again, if you're Canadian, I work with Canadians, I work with Americans. Also, if you've got money in your self-directed IRA, retirement account that you'd like to put to work for an above average return, we can also work it out so you're investing through your IRA. That's it for me. Looking forward to speaking with you on this deal. And I'm Cal Ewing. Take care.